Hello and welcome back to Suspended Fanimation. I'm your host, Dennis Bithoulkas, and it's time for another episode of Is It Worth My Time? And this time around, it's Superman, James Gunn Superman 2025 Superman, which is currently in theaters. Welcome, everybody. Let me take care of some business first, and we'll get down to it. If you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end too. YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible to one of the videos my vast video library and pops it up here and over here for you. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down below there. Yes, I know I haven't been on in a little while there. Life kind of gets in the way and there's been a lot of things going on. So yeah, this is the first time I've been able to like kind of get back into some things. So um, yeah, that's where we're at there. So, plugging away a little bit more too, I do have a webpage, suspendedfanimation.com. You can see where the schedule is up there when it happens. And then also underneath that schedule, I have stuff that's upcoming like throughout the year. Um, so you can see what's up there as well. Sorry, my headphones, I didn't think were working, but they actually are there. So, um, also, I have all my social media links there and all my pages as well. So you can go over to suspendedfanimation.com and take a look there. So, as I said, I'm going to do a spoiler free version first here at the very beginning, and then I will jump over to the spoiler version of this. Um, Before I start here, let me just say the reason why I kind of jumped on right now to do this is I've been seeing a lot of reviews that keep using the term woke. And let me just say right now, if you're still using that stupid ass fucking term and you don't know what it is and you haven't defined it still, however many years now down the line, all it does is it just tells me that you're a fucking racist and a bigot. And that's really what it comes down to. And people tune out when that happens. So yeah, you use the term woke in your fucking reviews, you're an asshole. Goodbye. Um, Yes. So let's go into the non-spoiler version of this movie review here. I've seen it twice, by the way. I saw it in IMAX, and I also saw it in just I saw it just a regular screen. I guess you could say regular HDR screen. Alamo Drafthouse at a HDR showing, and then I saw it in IMAX as well. Um, and yeah, there's this Superman is um how can I say this? Leads by example and it does not lead, if that makes any sense. So, James Gunn is able to kind of, he's a comic book fan, and that's what you need for someone who's going to be making this kind of movie, who's going to be making a comic book movie, is someone who is actually a fan of the material. Unlike some of the previous people that have, the last two people that have made movies for Superman, which are not comic book fans. They're basically there to do what's called the cool factor, you know, and really don't get the character, don't get the tone, don't get the comic book vibe. The only thing I can say about this movie is that James Gunn, I know, reeled himself in. That's what it felt like. He felt like he reeled himself in just a little bit more. He could have gone a lot more comic booky with it, but decided not to alienate the normals, if you will, the people who aren't into comic books. And again, I say this: Superman is a Superman that leads by example, not a leader, meaning that leads by what's right and what's wrong, not by politics, not by the cool factor, anything like that. Uh, that we boil it down to what's right and what's wrong. You don't kill people, you know he protects the weak, and that's really what it comes down to. And yes, it is corny in some spots in this movie because that's Superman. That's what Superman's all about. um this hits a lot of comic book fans square between the eyes. If you've read any comics, I should say a lot of comics, as a kid or even as an adult. um, this is going to be right up your alley. And if you're reading into things, if there's, political messages or whatnot, that's pretty much all on you, quite honestly. Um, Gunn keeps it fairly vague as to, you know, the main things. We'll get into the spoilers when we get into the spoiler version here. He keeps things fairly vague as to countries and things like that. They're comic book countries, quite honestly. And but a lot of things resonate with what's happening now because this is always happening throughout history. We always have these kind of conflicts that are happening throughout history. So it's a pervasive theme that happens, and that's the reason why people are reading so much shit into this. So is it good or not? Yeah, I actually enjoyed it quite a bit. It's a little over 2 hours, 2 hours and 9 minutes. Um, the only thing I would have to say is, a couple too many scenes of animals in there. So, and I'll tell you about that in the spoiler version as we go through. Um, it just seemed kind of weird to me. That was all. That was the only weirdness factor for me that I consciously noted as I was watching the movie. Um, but I mean, and you've seen it from the trailers. You have the Justice Gang, as Green Lantern calls it, which consists of Green Lantern, Hawk Girl, and Mister Terrific. Um, and the whole premise of this is very comic booky. It really is, and they lean in. James Gunn leans into the comic bookness of this, which is really good. That's actually what you want from this. I'm really fucking tired of seeing movies going, well, that's not how it would be in the real world. No shit, dumbass. It's a fucking comic book. It's taken from a comic book. It's not supposed to be real life. It's not supposed to be, well, how would this react in the real world? It's not fucking Mythbusters, okay? This is a comic book. They are going to defy the laws of physics. That's what a comic book does. And I'm really, really glad that we've actually got a director and a writer, he's both, who's actually embraced this in this movie. And yeah, I mean, if you really can't handle that, if then you got a whole slew of movies beforehand that the last 10 years or so that have actually dealt with that, and you can go and watch those instead. But this was just out and out fun, is really what it was. So with that said, so is it worth your time? Yeah, it's worth your time. It definitely is worth your time. If you want to go and have a fun time at the movie, this is definitely worth your time. It's worth the price of admission. Um, let's get into some spoilers, shall we? Spoiler alert, I am going to spoil the movie. If you haven't seen the movie, go and watch it. Come on back. This will be a video you can comment down below in the comment section. All right. What do we got here? Sorry, my chat is a little bit on the small side. Uh, Greenus really enjoyed in two sides of the same coin between Man of Steel. I do miss Poppy fun movies. Okay, yeah, there we go. Yeah, you miss Poppy fun movies. Got it. And I agree with you. Man of Steel for me was not enjoyable, but that's just because I don't like muted color palettes, and I just didn't like the tone of the movie. And also, once you kill off Jimmy Olsen, just because you wanted to piss off the audience, which is really what Zack Snyder said he did, just to piss off the audience, that really kind of pissed me off and threw me out of the movie. So, yeah, that's where I was with Man of Steel. And don't even get me started on Dawn of Love. Um, so anyway, I said spoiler alert here. So the spoiler alert, there's a lot of crypto in this movie, a lot of crypto the super dog in this movie. This is my other my other criticism of the movie, if there's going to be a criticism of the movie, is the animation of Crypto a little too bouncy. He's boun he There's a lot of bouncy in the animation of the character. I understand the dog has a lot of energy and stuff like that, but it started feeling a little cartoony at some point with the dog, just the animation portion of it. There we have it. But also I said, there's a lot of animal scenes, like one too many animal scenes in this that I noticed. So, like Superman saving the squirrel, when the kaiju, is roaming around Metropolis there, and then when everyone's getting evacuated, they you know, we got a woman carrying a turtle, another woman carrying a cat, dog going into the car. I mean, literally, this is probably the 2 minutes, and there's all these different animals within the scene, and I'm like, "Is everyone are you just putting animals as many animals as you can find in the scenes?" I mean, where's a boa constrictor? Where's That was my other gripe of this. It was just one too many blatant animal scenes, people carrying animals. For me, myself, that's what took me a little bit out of it for a second, but then I came back and I was okay. So, how was the movie overall? Lex Luthor is Lex Luthor in this. He is a mean, conniving, just hateful villain, is what he is in this. And that's what you want Lex Luthor to be. Also, he's a greedy son of a bitch as well. So, the whole thing with Barovia invading the other country. I know people are reading into it like, it's Russia, it's Israel, blah, blah. No, it's whatever you think it is at this point. I mean, that's your own projections on all of this. There have been countries like this in the comics for decades about one country invading another and Superman stepping in and just saying, enough, no killing. That's what he comes into and says, enough, no killing. Yes, he doesn't, and this all takes place off screen, that portion of it, where he had gone to Barovia and basically smashed some tanks, smashed some planes, and then grabbed the president of Barovia, backed him up against a cactus, and basically told him, if you do it again, we're going to have some words. And Lois rightly calls him out on this and says, hey, that sounds a little bit like you're threatening to kill him. That is worrying to me as well. And yeah, it's something that doesn't even occur to Superman at this point, that what he just did to this president, it could be construed as, you know, something that's pretty fucking threatening when you have a god, if you will, take you and fly you out into a desert and basically say, "Hey, if you do it again, I'm gonna come back," and possibly kill you. Um, but that shows you the character himself not really realizing that, where he came from in that moment was not to actually say, "Hey, I'm gonna kill you if you do this again," but just saying, "Hey, don't do it again." Otherwise, he's basically backing down a bully is what he's doing. He's getting a bully to back down. And that is what he's coming from in all of that. And I understood that. I understood what James Gunn was coming from with that statement and where Clark was coming from, Superman in that scene. And because again, I've read a lot of fucking Superman comics, and I understand where this character is coming from. He's coming from from a place of wholesomeness, if you will, of what's right versus what's wrong, and that's kind of refreshing in this movie as well. Um, the one thing that was also kind of weird was we get Jor-el and lara-el. Their message is garbled. They send a message with him in his ship. So when he's at the Fortress of Solitude, we hear only the beginning of the message. And Lex at some point breaks into the fortress and they download the entire message. And they were able to piece it together. And basically, the second half of the message says that Jor-el says, or lara-el says, basically, um, take over the earth and propagate your seed as much as possible, kind of thing. Um, Now, is that real? Or, we're going to find out, of course, in subsequent movies as we go along here. And I know with Mr. Terrific being in this and saying that he goes, he says he knows who these guys are, the linguistics and the computer guys, and that message was real. Now, was it interpreted correctly? We don't know. And there's not that much time that's really spent on it. It's just kind of a matter of fact thing. And this, of course, throws Clark into, self-doubt at this point. It was, was I just sent here to take over? Was everyone's fears about me justified? And Jonathan basically sits him down and says, your actions define you. Your choices are what define you, not what your parents want you to do. And again, that's going into the whole Superman. That's again, as someone who understands Superman, James Gunn's writing, James Gunn's directing of this, that is understanding of the character right there. Um, and I still don't understand how people can misconstrue this, quite honestly, and all these other reviews that I've read. I should say all the reviews that are saying the movie's shit, which honestly, there's not that many of them out there. There's, you know, let's just put it that way. Um, yeah, and the end of this movie, we also bring in some other characters too before I get there. So we do bring in Guy Gardner as Green Lantern, played greatly by Nathan Fillion. He does a great job of this. Hawk Girl, played by I'm blanking on the actress's name right now, but she was in The Last of Us. She played Dina in The Last of Us. Really good, but not much given to her there to do. Mr. Terrific, of course, steals the show. And even so much so that James Gunn is talking about doing a TV spinoff with Mr. Terrific and I forget who else, but yeah, Mr. Terrific does a great job, especially when he's just taking down Lex's military compound and just going through and doing that. And I thought he did a great job of that. Um, so yeah, we have some really good care, and of course we have Supergirl brought in at the very, very end of all of this when everything is said and done. And it feels like a lived-in comic book world. We do have things that are set up now. And I'm looking forward to seeing more of this, quite honestly. Um, it was fun. It really was. It was fun. Even going through it twice, it didn't feel like 2 hours, over 2 hours of this movie. Um, yeah, it moved along fairly quickly. Now, is it my favorite Superman movie of all time? No, that still goes to, Christopher Reeve, Superman the movie, 1978. Yes, that one has its problems too, but mainly the, can you read my mind? Seeing that whole, oh yeah. Anyway, um, but this is and Superman 2, even though Superman 2, Richard Lester tried to do, what he could with it. Uh, I think Donner's version would have been better, off on all of this. But yeah, this is my third favorite Superman movie. I'll have to say between one and, after one and two, this is my third favorite Superman movie. Cheryl says verdict, save my money. Reviews have been brutal. Uh, Cheryl, don't pay attention if they use the word woke. Don't even pay attention to that fucking review. It's not worth it. Um, the movie's fun. The movie's good. It's worth your time. And do you need to see it in IMAX? No, not really. You don't need to see it in IMAX. I really don't like 3D to begin with, and I didn't know that IMAX showing is going to be in 3D. Um, does it need to be? No, not really. You can watch it in 2D. That's perfectly fine. You can watch it in a bargain matinee if you want to as well. Should you see it on a big screen? Yeah, definitely. Um, John Williams, of course, the theme music from the original 1978 Superman is pervasive throughout this movie, uh, and rightfully so. It actually, because it's tied to this character. It really is tied to this character, and yes, it's tweaked a bit to modernize it, if you will. And I liked it. They did a good job with it. Jimmy Olsen is a great character in this as well. I mean, having Jimmy Olsen being this ladies' man, if you will, uh, kind of unexpected, but just also just funny as hell. It really is. And yeah, I would highly also recommend, if you haven't seen it yet, there is also an animated series on Adult Swim, but I know it's also on HBO Max now as well, called My Adventures with Superman. Um, and this actually ties in fairly well with that as well. It adds a little bit more to it. It's a different take on Superman. I'll say that, the animated one, but there are some crossovers on this, even though I know James Gunn didn't have anything to do with that one other than green lighting it, saying, yeah, it's good to go. Um, and Lois Lane. Lois Lane is this version of Lois Lane is good, really good, you know. So yeah, there's everyone's kind of worried, saying, "Oh, there's too many characters in it. He's not going to be able to do too many characters." Bitch, have you seen a James Gunn movie? He's done Guardians of the Galaxy 1, 2, 3. He knows how to do an ensemble cast. He's done Suicide Squad, the second one, not the first one, and he knows how to deal with an ensemble cast and still make it feel good, and move the story along. And yeah, and again, you're going to get out of this movie only what you bring into it, quite honestly, what your own preconceptions are, if you will, like how you're going to read this Barovia invading Jarfanistan, or I can't remember what the hell it is. Uh, they're speaking Russian. Is really they're both speaking Russian, so whatever. You can project onto that all you want, and essentially all this is um the same kind of strifes that have been going on for centuries, one country invading another, and Superman just basically saying, no, killing's not going to happen. Stop. That's really what it comes down to. Um, yeah. Anyway, I've gone on and on and on about that. But yeah, it's worth your time. Go and watch it. It's a lot of fun. Uh the end credits, by the way, too. So there's a mid-credit scene, and then there's an end credit scene. Do they, you foreshadow something that's coming? No, they don't. They are really fucking trivial more than anything else, but they're funny asides. So that's what you're gonna get with those last two little stingers, if you will. And yeah, it's worth it just to see it. I mean, yeah, it really is. So, yeah, if you want to see something enjoyable, you want to have fun at the movies, go and see it. It's worth your time. Um, Other than that, I will come back at some point in time and do Ironheart. I know I'm missing my Ironheart review. So I'll probably do an Is It Worth My Time on that as well. Um, but other than that, thank you to all of you who joined me today in the chat, and thank you if you're watching this out on video there. I know it kind of rambled on a little bit here and there. I'm still getting back into the swing of things because, again, work kicking my ass, and then also I had a class that I was taking and just all kinds of other stuff. So, but I will try and be back a little more regularly here, especially with Alien Earth coming up, since that looks like it's gonna be really fucking good. Oh, I also need to do Is It Worth My Time for the Predator, the animated Predator movie that came out on Hulu. I need to talk about that as well. So, with that said, thank you, everyone. If you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. Someplace down here. And if you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the videos that pop up at the very end here. One pops up here, one pops up over here. Basically, YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching, all those nasty, nasty videos, and tries to pop them up there, one of these places, and tries to match it as best as possible to one of the videos in my vast video library, which is over 1,000 videos now at this point. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down below. Otherwise, until I see you next time, thank you, everyone. Have a good rest of your night. Stay safe, be well, take care, and don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, yeah, you may be just inundated with a whole bunch of really stupid ass reviews that basically there is one scene before I'm going to digress. I'm going to go back a little bit. There is one scene where Lex Luthor, in his little pocket universe that he has created, has a bunch of monkeys that have electrodes in their brain that he is. I mean, there's hundreds of thousands of these monkeys, and all they are doing is on the internet. They are trashing Superman on the internet. That's all they're made for, is to trash Superman on the internet. And that's pretty much how I liken the Snyder bots that are out there for that have been trashing this movie. It's the same. It really is. It's just screaming monkeys flinging feces at each other. Um, so thank you, everybody. With that note, I will let you go. Thanks, everyone. I will see you again soon. Just keep a look over on suspendedfanimation.com and take a look at the schedule I have up there. Thanks, everyone. I will see you again. Have a good rest of your night and take care, everyone. Thanks. Good night.